called, I know I said in the meeting.
Sorry, I'm just going to start recording,
I,
Margaret. I should have recorded this earlier. This is a great little flitter. But anyway.
But, just listening to everything in the meetings, it's just remarkable to me because they do cellular science on this stuff. And that is so important because I do Plexus and I do this now, and I'm going to do both. I'm not going to give up one or the other. So I'm anxious and excited to listen to the third and the fourth convention replays so that I can see further what exactly it is they're looking to do and how they're doing it. Amazing testimonials. Everything that's in those testimonials you can find in that LifeWave back up the app. If you put it on your phone, there's all kinds of testimonials that you can share. It is amazing to me what this product
I
is
think
doing.
I'm in there somewhere. Somebody told me I'm in there in the testimonials. I'll have to look for it.
Yeah, you might be. I haven't looked at all of them to see, but I'm letting you know that I am at work. I am going to go back inside. I'm going to be listening, but I'm not going to be watching. You won't be able to see or hear me.
And I think
but I wanted to be a part.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Margaret, let me ask you, Margaret, did the patch not work on your knee, but it did work on your neck?
Well, and here's the thing. The patch I felt was good on my hip. The patch absolutely worked on my husband's knees. And so we're moving from the, well, I'll go back. Since you're recording it, Don, I'll go back and tell everybody what I just said, because some people just jumped on. I took a job. So one of my friends needs help, so I decided to come and help. And I work in an embroidery shop, and I stand up 7 hours a day. I told her she had to make accommodations for me because I couldn't stand up 7 hours a day. So I have been sitting down in a chair for 2 weeks. I have been putting the patch on my hip to kind of alleviate some of the tension and some of the pain that was there. But it wasn't doing completely. I mean, it was giving me some relief, but it wasn't giving me complete relief. So 2 days ago, I moved the patch to the back of my neck, the base of my neck. I stood up all day yesterday. 3 hours in, stood up all day today. I don't have any pain right now. I mean, I have some pain, but it's not excruciating. It's just tired pain. It's not, I got to sit down, sciatic down to my toes pain. It's been really good. My husband, both knees. And my husband's a truck driver in and out of a vehicle. So it is working for him. I'm moving him to put it in the back of his neck to see if I put it on the back of his neck, will his pain be alleviated completely? Not only does he have knee pain, but he has gastroparesis. He's a retired military. So if you have anthrax shots, you've got problems with your intestines. And I told everybody, it's like, listening to the convention, you have to take care of yourself inside and out. You still need your supplements. You still need all that stuff. I have Plexus supplements. They're awesome supplements. I'll never stop doing those supplements. But now I have something to add to it. And between the two of them, I feel amazing today. I have goosebumps. I feel so good. It is absolutely amazing.
That makes sense because the spinal cord is the basis of all the nervous system. So that's why I think on the back of the neck is the prime location.
Well, if you look at the schematics of where they say to place them, knees, hips, belly button, back, wrists, and ankles. Those are all the places they say you can place them. So I placed them in 2 of those places, but I found the most value after getting my body used to it being there, because I feel like if you put it at the pain point, it's going to those things at that point, and then you can put it to the back and it will continue on after your body's already been alerted it needs to take care of itself. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And you're talking about X39, right?
The X39. I can't wait to get the X49. And I have lots of friends that are trainers like Mark, and I think he did cut his hair because just tell him to get a bowl next time. But anyways, I'm going to get off here because I have to go back in and go back to work. Okay. But I wanted to come in and say that and let you know that I'm here, I'm listening, I'm just working.
Yeah, just listen in. I think we're just going to keep reviewing this convention bits of that over the next couple of days because there's a lot of good stuff in there. Yeah.
But Dawn, I was wondering, why didn't she try the ice wave since that's just for pain?
Yeah, I'm wondering that too. I think it's good to try both when you have that localized pain. And I also have a girl, Tammy, in our group now, customer, and she her back was crushed by a tree, And she's been dealing with that for years now, trying to sort some things out. So if someone can reach out to her, she's in our LoveBoat message group. She needed some feedback for some people that have trying the ice wave patches, and for that kind of pain. It's her lower back pain that's sort of a.
John, where is she located?
She's here in Cabo. She's Canadian, but she's here in Cabo. So I know there was a lot of people in the group talking about using it for lower back pain and having good success. And so I'll reach out to a few people, but if someone can reach out to her, she asked me if anyone has some experience with the pain patches specifically. So, yeah. But I think the X39, yeah, Margaret too. X39 is still the number one thing to try, I think, even for pain.
I found I had a pinched nerve in my lower back, and I found Ice Wave didn't do anything for the pain.
Okay.
But I have to also say that neither did anything. The doctor told me to she gave me prescriptions, not a lot, but a couple. And I went to a Bowen, like a not chiropractic, but a Bowen practitioner, and the things he gave me didn't do anything. So I think I'm not sure like what her back pain will be like or other people's, but I think with a pinched nerve, it's just not the same thing. I'd be interested to hear if anybody, had a pinched nerve and any of the products helped, because definitely the only thing that's helping with my pinched nerve is time.
Well, Margaret, if a bone is out of place physically, a chiropractor is the only answer.
Yeah, no, and this is definitely a pinched nerve. But yeah, I mean, like I say, I just tried different options. I went the whole gamut, but I honestly, and I've never really had a pinched nerve before, but it's been 2 weeks, and it's only like 2 weeks Monday, and it's only like since Tuesday night, Wednesday, today, that I'm feeling half normal. So anyway, I mean, it's just my story. So.
Yeah. And I think Bill was talking about using it for his lower back, the pain patches.
Mhm.
And also Brady too was talking about using it for that type of pain too.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know how the patches work on the nerves, the actual nerves in your body, as opposed to whatever else it works on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I may go to the I may inquire, at the office and see if anybody has anything they say as far as nerve endings. I just obviously don't know enough about it yet.
Right. Yeah, and it's great to hear just people's, actual results and success with it.
Hey, there's nothing more I would have loved to say than this worked great, but it didn't.
And like her, with a lot of people, she's just willing to try anything that's going to work.
Oh yeah.
Right. And she's
For
going
sure.
for some treatment here in Cabo. There's a lot of clinics here that do stem cell injections and
Yeah.
stem cell treatment here. Yeah. Yeah, crazy. So that's good. Yeah, if we can share some stuff in the group and maybe connect with her, that would be awesome too. But that's great to hear Margaret's stories. I went back from, yeah, go ahead.
I was having discomfort in my riding. One leg was longer than the other. And I went to a chiropractor, and he showed me laying on the bed. I put my hands down on my hips, how my hips were out of balance. And he brought them back in balance one time, and boom, the problem was solved. It was amazing. When I was riding my horse, my saddle kept slipping to the right. And I thought, well, that's weird. Maybe my stirrups are wrong or something. But it was, my hip was out of place. And that solved it completely.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
A mechanical problem is a mechanical problem. You know, when the bones are out of place somewhere, they got to be pushed back into the proper location.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool.
So I've
Um,
started weeding out my friends list. People that,
Deleting people, you mean?
yeah, when I was on my road to doing 3 a day, which unfortunately, even though I tried to keep doing it, I couldn't keep doing it. So, which is okay. But yeah, I sent out, like, to a lot of people, I sent out 3 or 4 messages, like following the old system. And so I thought after Tuesday's call, I thought, what the heck, I'm gonna start weeding people out. So anybody that didn't respond, if people responded to me, not necessarily not even not interested, I'll still keep them on. It's the people that just totally didn't respond because either they're not on Messenger or they just totally ignoring me. So I thought that's a way to get started so that I can add more people.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're just, Mark was actually talking about this, the process he uses. Are you just deleting them as friends or blocking them, or?
I'm not blocking them. I'm just deleting them as friends. I'm not, does anybody on, I know when you used to delete friends, you could still follow them, but I'm not seeing that option anymore. So I'm curious if anybody knows, if you unfriend them, are you also unfollowing them? Because I don't really, that I recall, I used to see friend, follow. You could do one or the other or both. And now I'm not really seeing follow anymore. It's like more friend, unfriend, and it doesn't say. So I just curious if anybody else has noticed that. So I'm hoping they can still follow me, but.
Right.
And then I also want to do that now that I'm back and getting going again. I also want to do that the Facebook group up and running where people that have responded so that I can, there's another guy out there. I'll have to look up his name. He's in LifeWave and he's doing very well. He's over in England and he set up a Facebook group on LifeWave. And all he does really is fill it with testimonials. So he invites people to join. And then like right now, I think he said, I can't remember if he said he had over 100 or over 150 testimonials that he puts up maybe once or twice a week. And that's all he really does in the group. So I'm thinking of starting that with at least the individual Facebook group that I'm going to set up. I may not set up like a group, but a messenger group and see what happens. Just send out different testimonials rather than saying, you know, have you looked at it or whatever. I'll just send out different testimonials maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm not bombarding people, but.
Right. That sounds like a plan. Just to keep.
David, is it David Poser, Posser?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Who is he?
He's a LifeWave guy, but he lives in England. And I've actually been, I followed him even before I was in LifeWave, but like I say, he's got this group that's just LifeWave. I can't remember the name of the group, but if you go and check David Poser, Posser or EUR, and he has a group. And like I say, all he does is post, pretty much all he does in that group is post testimonials once or twice a week.
Huh.
And invites people to the group at some point.
Yeah, and I've been checking. I think it's worth taking a look at people that have specifically in LifeWave that are specifically doing well and what they're doing. Like I looked at Jin Lee Long yesterday, and And we could watch a little clip from his today, from the convention too, if you want, but he's doing the same thing. He's really, all his social media platforms are all plastered with LifeWave stuff. And he's just, the thing is, he's Malaysian, so nothing is in English. So it's kind of hard to tell what he's doing, but you can see by the, you know, what the posts look like. And it's all about testimonials and information.
Also, I'm not sure if I think I must have been on the at the convention from the videos from the convention, but or maybe I was talking to somebody else. But one thing that I'm going to start trying now, instead of, because somebody said that it's not enough just to use the patches, you should still be taking supplements. Does anybody remember? So I'm going to maybe tweak some of my invitations and saying, hey, I know you're doing well in this whatever business, like health business, but this is something you might want to look at in addition to the supplement. And I don't know if anybody else wants to try that or. Oh,
Well, David was emphasizing quite a few times that diet and exercise have to be included in your routine.
Yeah. But this is actual supplements like vitamin C, so people that are in companies that have all those supplements.
Yeah, that's diet.
Yeah, they may be interested in looking at this as an addition instead of kind of going at them and saying, oh, you should do this instead of, maybe in addition to. It's just a thought.
Absolutely.
Well, I think it's a great idea.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah, and Margie and I are both a part of supplement companies. Like I'm a part of Purium Health Products. So of course I take my supplements from there. And then Margie's a part of Plexus. And so she gets hers from there. So I think as a person who does pursue health and wellness and supplements and protein drinks and all that, just like Mark, like you're definitely barking up the right tree with that, because this is another all natural, like the fact that it's not adding anything else to our bodies is such a huge selling point for me personally. Yeah. And I know that everybody who's into organic, health that's got to be a little bit more of a reason to be willing to try it, I think.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then I think it's great to create content based around that, around health. And you could be talking about vitamin C, for instance. That's just great content, or whatever, it has like, like some were saying at the convention that, you just have to have different topics to talk about. It doesn't have to be about specific patches.
So that's what I'm trying to do. Like right now, I've been working on the whole attraction marketing. So I've been trying to find out, facts that I can, like Mark said, just Google from like Mayo Clinic or any recognized authority in healthcare that's talking about glutathione, because that's the body's natural antioxidant. The body already makes it. So we're not asking anybody to add something to their life that isn't actually a part of their life. We're just saying, hey, we can help you enhance this. And so I'm trying to find whatever our products do naturally, like the benefits of sleep, like Mark was talking about, like benefits of the product. I'm talking about the importance of sleep. I'm trying to make memes around that. And then like I had said the other day, with how Prime Minister had put that little, hey, and if you want to try this. So that's what I've been building out, because pursuing people has not been working for me. I'm getting ghosted. I'm just, people that love and like me, when I ask them about the business, they won't reply. But then as soon as I say, oh, then we're back in conversation. So obviously they're not interested. They don't want me to say that. And I don't have too much more like, joining groups and stuff. I see us in them. So I'm like, okay, well, you know what I mean? I'm not saying we can't do it, but I also know that we're already here. I'm not trying to like, I'm just not trying to be in combat with anybody.
I don't think that means anything. I think if you see a group you're interested, even if there's 2 or 3 of us in it, because every person is not going to like my personality or Dawn's, and so you may say the exact same thing I said or Dawn said, but in a different way, and they're going to jump to you. So don't hold, I would not hold myself back.
Thank you, Margaret. I will take your advice.
Well, I don't know if anybody else agrees with me, but I mean.
I do. Yeah.
Because
they
obviously,
relate
I
to
mean,
you.
the more people that come into our group here, obviously, we can't say, oh, well, don't join such and such a group because there's 5 of us in it. That's stupid. That's not what this is about. It's about sharing, and people are going to be attracted to, I mean, even though you go and show it to somebody, if they don't resonate with you, they're going to go find somebody else, and they may tell you or they may not, but just because you introduce it to somebody does not mean they're going to go with you, even if
Yeah.
they love the product. So
Yeah,
it's
Yeah,
all
you're
about
right.
you. It's all about you, the individual resonating with you.
right. I agree. And you're right. And that is part of the reason, like, it is attraction marketing. So whatever I put out there, whoever likes it and they're interested in chatting with me about it, I am totally here available. Chat
Yeah.
with me, you know. So yeah.
And I think the thing is, if somebody comes to you and says, oh, I've heard about this, as long as you make sure that you give them the opportunity, like say Dawn introduced somebody, or Tamara, or Brady, or whoever. If somebody says, oh, well, I heard it from one of Brady's lives, just make sure that, you know what, I understand you heard it from him. Are you, do you want to work with him? There's no problem. We're all on the same team. As long as you give the person the option, and they'll either think more of you for doing that, even if they choose to go with you,
Yep.
they're going to think more of you.
I don't see anything wrong with, except for having a personal enrollment, which is a great thing. Putting someone in the same downline, and we're in a binary, so it's easy on the other side. It's the same advantage, really. Like if someone, that's what I do with Mark. People that know Mark that I bring in, I put them underneath them, which is underneath everybody, and it's really just because I personally enrolled them doesn't mean anything. Yeah. So I think that's fine, and I've done that before. I said, someone else can take them as a personal enrollment. As I've talked to them first, and but if that person did the work to bring them in, then we're in the same downline. It doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
And Onyx Cole said that too in the convention. She says the only thing you gotta, do is make sure that people that are connected or related go in the same downline. So you don't put your brother on one side and your sister on the other side, because if you bring
Unless you want to start Family Feud number 6.
right, but then you bring in the third person and they have to decide, do they want to go with your brother or with your sister? So if you put them all together, I put all the Cabo people together, right? Because they're gonna connect eventually in some point, and they're all in the same downline. Anyone that I bring in that knows Mark goes on underneath each other on the other side. Yeah, so that's cool. But I agree, and I think what we're always looking for, D, is a state change in somebody, a change of state. So once you're providing information and you're creating this interaction and this communication on talking about vitamins or stem cells or whatever, it's waiting for them to change state. Right. So now they're interested in talking to you or what you got. If you do it the other way around, it's just like walking into a shoe store. Obviously, you're in a shoe store to buy shoes, but if somebody asks you what you're looking, oh, I'm just looking, right? But if that state changes and the salesperson is nice and they build a relationship, then you're willing to buy something from them. It's like
Exactly.
People want to be sold. They want to be sold on something. So yeah, so whether they're friends or whether they're brand new, we're looking for this change of state, and that could be created quickly, like within just a few interactions of somebody you've never met before. So I think that's an important thing.
Well,
And I think that's also important as to why we have to like keep being persistent and posting something every day that is like related to whatever it is that we're trying to share, whether it's just the benefits of X39, or if it's the benefits of sleeping or whatever. I saw one lady on an influencer I was watching last night, and she said, for people who don't like to go live, one thing that you really have to do then is be consistent every single day. You have to have a post. Like, you can't skip a day. And she said, and she did that for 90 days. She didn't do lives for 90 days, but she did consistently post for 90 days. And it made a huge difference in her business. So that she was able to do 5 or 6 figures right away. When
What kind of
she
post
had,
was she doing? Did she say?
um
It wasn't all about LifeWave.
oh no, no, she's an influencer talking about how to build your social media presence for whatever product you're marketing. Yeah.
Yep. And I think it comes down to the same formula we've always been talking about. A little bit of value mixed in with a little bit of personality and your lifestyle, a little bit of just motivational stuff that everyone loves, and just mix it up. And then you can also post in sort of a call to action mixed in there too, saying, hey, I've used this product, maybe you want to try it too. If you're putting that in with a certain frequency. But I think the main reason to keep posting every day is just to be in somebody's mind all the time. If you disappear for a week or 2 weeks and no one sees you, then they start to forget about you. But if they're kind of, and I learned another thing from meeting with Darren Little here is if you're posting regularly on Facebook, for instance, the algorithms start to take over. And then even the new people you just made contact with are starting to see your posts. And if you're commenting on their posts at least once, then you're connected with the algorithm. So now they're seeing you all the time, even though they're brand new. That's what you want to work on too, so that the algorithms kick in and the social media kicks in, so that you're using that as a follow-ups.
Definitely. I noticed on LinkedIn, I've only shared a couple infographics, and like then I've shared a post, and I think I might have even done like a short video. Have a great day, Junior. Love you. And I noticed that my metrics say that the infographics are more for my people, whoever's looking at mine, they like the infographics. So I'm thinking, okay, so now that I know this, I'm going to make more infographics that I can throw on, like a little LifeWave graphic on the bottom saying, hey, if you're looking for glutathione, you got this, so I'm going to see if that helps, and I'll let you guys know.
Right. And then there's the other approach, like Jin Long Lee, that I was just looking at. If you look at any of his social media, he's LifeWave. That's what he's talking about. That's what all his posts, not that they're always about LifeWave, but everyone knows he's a LifeWave distributor, put it that way. Anyone that sees any of his posts, and he's hit senior presidential director in a year or less, and that's the top rank.
I think as long as you're not spamming people, there's nothing wrong with people knowing what you're doing, because number one, it shows that you're committed. Like if you really believe what we're doing, why would you try to not hide it, but why would you not talk about it a couple of times a week? Not, again, you're not spamming, you're not throwing your links in all the time, but even if it's something as simple as, like, for older people like myself, even if it's something simple as like, I'm so glad I'm wearing my patch, because now when I take Bambi out for a walk, I can go, 2 blocks further. It's such a little deal, but you never know. Oh, I'm having problems walking, and she can walk, 2 blocks farther with some patch. I'm gonna ask her. So.
I agree. We got a few minutes left. Anybody else?
Sorry, I missed being in the group, so I'm hogging it all today.
Yeah, that's cool. That's great. Everybody's got their day, right?
Glad to have you.
Where they just feel they want to share something. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
So, Don, just for clarification, you actually start this at quarter to the hour, yeah,
10
10
minutes.
for the videos. Oh, 10 minutes to the
So
hour.
I think the intention was to share a video first
Okay.
in the first 10 minutes, so someone can go in on the top of the hour and doesn't
And
have
just
to sit
plug
through
in.
the video. They don't
So how
want-
many in the group are gonna follow Mark in January, like, and are following what he's doing from now till January and then?
Hey,
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely me, and I'm gonna get started on Monday.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
How many people are you gonna talk to?
I've been tossing it back and forth. I might test it to see what I can do. I'm thinking 25, definitely not 100. I don't think I could do 100 a day.
I could do 100 a day, but I'd never last. I know that.
I mean, for 90 days.
Yeah,
That's a big
I would
thing.
never last.
But I definitely want to do it because I believe in this blitz or any blitz. And I believe to go focused and then just get it done. So I'm
Brady,
really.
you're so quiet today.
See, today Brady's quiet.
Everybody's got their day. I just had other things in my mind and trying to get started with this today.
Yeah.
Had my battery go out this morning, so I had to get jumped, go get a new battery. Anyway,
Right.
just got home.
Yeah. Everybody's got their day for sure. Yeah, I'm thinking 25 a day for me. I'm gonna start with that on Monday.
Good for you.
Connections, just reaching out to 25 new people. Because like you said, Dia, I want to test, like, is that really working and how many people do I have to reach out to get someone interested, connect with somebody?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, I don't know about starting when Mark starts or any of that, but we've been, every time he does something different and I follow it, it just seems like I'm not gonna, it's just too much. So I have the Penny app. I talk to 20 people a day through the Penny app. I've got 12 reach outs a day and 8 follow-ups a day. And then and I use other social medias, so I don't even keep track of those. I just reach out like, whenever I can. I'm just gonna stick with that. And I'm just been doing that. I'm just gonna keep doing that. If I miss a day, I'll be like Brady and just, okay, today's day 1 again and just keep going versus like but other than that, I'm gonna stick with what's been.
Yeah, and I don't want to wait, put things on hold for a month, so I'm just.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
We're out
either.
of time here. Our clock is running
Thank
down.
you.
Awesome,
Thanks,
guys.
Don.
Chat again tomorrow.
have a great day.
Okay, awesome,
Bye.
See you
guys.
later.
Okay, talk to you soon. Have a productive day.
You too.